So we're back to the old days here, boys. Ah! We're on. Oh no, it's going down my arm. Ah! So everything's going off. Engine management lights on, this is off. TPMS, gearbox malfunction, this keeps dropping down. Fucking everything is kicking off at me. I don't know what the hell is going on. Right, so I've got the Audi jacked up here. I think I know what the issue is, so I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna go buy some contact cleaner. But first of all, I'm gonna show you what I think the issue is. So come underneath the car with me. So remember that gearbox sensor? I've just pulled it out. See all the shit on it? So that's coolant. So that coolant is dripping down from somewhere. When we cleaned it off last time, it's getting wet again. That'll be all on the pins, and that'll be causing absolute havoc to the electrics. I need to find out why it's dripping down there, because I don't know where it's dripping from. Apparently I've read online somewhere that there's a coolant sensor or something, maybe up there, and it drips down the wiring loom into it. I don't know if that means it drips on the outside of the wiring, or it actually gets inside the heat protective tape and goes through that way. I'm not quite sure, but that should probably be our issue. So I'm gonna go and get some contact cleaner from somewhere and contact cleaner it. I've got some contact cleaner, so I'm just gonna literally drown that in contact cleaner, inside and outside. I'm literally just gonna drown it. People say it drips down from a coolant sensor, but I can't see any fluid coming anywhere. So I don't know how to stop the fluid if I can't see where it's coming from. But let's just do one thing at a time. Let's drown this bitch. Oh, I probably need a cloth as well. God, it's not what I want to be doing on the floor, guys. Okay, so what I've been reading online is that this thing here is a coolant valve, and apparently water somehow gets from this into the looms. Apparently it runs from here down the line into the wiring into the plug. So apparently people need to change that. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, how the hell does that, because the coolant's inside here, it's not in the wiring, right? Can't see any leakage here. The only way it would make sense to me is if it comes through this sensor here, unless there's an O-ring, that the O-ring for that leaks and it gets into the wiring loom there. Oh shit, guys, so I'm underneath the car and I just pulled out the connector, which is this one here, to the coolant control valve thing which I was talking about a minute ago, and lo and behold, look at what's come out of it. Coolant. So that's how it's getting to the wiring. You can literally see it wet there. See how it's all wet? I pulled it out and it splashed everywhere. So I'm guessing what's happening is there is an O-ring that leaks on there, and then that causes it to get into here, and then the wiring loom, and it comes all the way down to this gearbox sensor. That's got to be the issue. Like, it has to be the issue. We need to change this coolant thing here. Now I don't know how, because I don't really want to do it on the floor here because it's a nightmare, but I don't really also want to drive to a garage if I'm risking doing permanent damage to my ECU with coolant getting in all the f***ing wiring. That's the issue. I'm gonna see if I can find one of them coolant control valves quickly. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can actually get one either today or tomorrow, because I don't want to be doing it on the weekend and stuff, and I need a car to get to work. Although the Clio has got his MOT. Woo! So here is the part. So I actually spoke to Audi, and this one's 671 Delta. Mine on my car is 671 Bravo. And I asked him, are there any difference? And he said one's superseded. So this is the new part. It's heavy as well, expensive bit of plastic. 150 quid this thing cost. So I'm guessing potentially that the Delta is the newer version and they fixed it, because inside here it's a lot different. It looks rubber inside mine, where this is like all it looks like a much better seal. But huge thank you to these guys for supplying the part for me. They helped me out with the Audi and the gearbox sims as well. Geezers, legends. But let's go and fit this. Right, so we're picking this up on this camera. The Audi is here. We have the part, just got it from Charfleet MOT Centre. They got it in for me, so a huge thank you to you guys. I have got the go for my head because we're going to crack straight on. Really not a job I should be doing on the ground, but I'm going to do it because I'm not scared. I am going to take the battery out for this job because we are going to be removing sensors and cleaning wiring and stuff. So a good thing to do if you've got something in an awkward place is, I know it might seem quite obvious, but get your camera out and film, get your light, especially if it's dark, get your camera out, film, and let's have a good film around, and you can kind of see what needs to come off, where it is, and what tools you need. So I'm looking at this little video here, and that was just so I could get the part number, but for a while I was up there, I thought, well, let's video and see what sort of things, how are the wires connected, and what bolts are they. So from there, it's probably like it looks like a T30, like a T30 or something like that. So I'm going to take like a T27 and a T30 in there just in case. I must admit, it's quite awkward to get to if you're doing it on the floor. You can take this off at the bottom, and there's a bracket as well, but I think I'll be able to do it from here, and if not, then I'll remove it. So I ain't got the good jack which can get really high in the air. So we're back to the old days here, boys. And I can actually get to the first one really easy, and it wasn't really tight at all, really. So okay, so I've got the top one off. It was more of a case of just closing my eyes and feeling rather than looking what's going on. So yeah, the thing itself is now loose, so now we need to figure out a way of getting that coolant thing, getting the coolant lines off. I'm gonna get the old one and see if I've got like a bolt or a plug that's the right size, because that would be the easiest thing. I'm thinking it might be easier to remove these bottom trays and stuff, so I've got full access, because right now quite a tough access to get in there. If it was just like an air hose or an air pipe, I'd just do it from here, but because then I've got to take it off and then have to deal with the coolant, it's going to be quite difficult. But I'm going to have a look and see what sort of access I've got with two hands and stuff. But yeah, I think it might be an easy case of like taking the wheel off and taking the under tray off and just going straight from like underneath it. But let me have a little bit of a look and see. But as you can see now, the part itself is just dangling on the wires. Right, since we've got that plastic thing off, plastic, yeah, good one. There's a metal bracket here. There's 4 18 mils holding this bracket on. Oh, here we go. We've got a much better access, like through the wheel arch bit here. So here we go. There's not really a good place to put this. There's not really anything good location wise. Oh my god, these are really tight as well. Oh Jesus, right, I'm gonna need different grips. Look, all the way out. All the way, everyone, all the way out. Fucking poor piss take, this is doing this on the floor. So here's my issue, guys. I'm trying to get off this connector, but you see how it's like totally flat? Like the couldn't be more further apart from each other. You can't get anything round them. See what I mean? Like you can't. There's just no angle that you can get anything on there. And because they're so like flat, like one's not here and here, so you can easily grip them with the thing. You've got to get pliers that go totally around them, and it's just a nightmare. And because there's no room, oh hang on, it's really hard to do it. Okay, I've got the first one, so I'm gonna pull this hose off. Oh mate, so much coolant's gonna come out, isn't it? I think I need to do the top one first and then plug it, otherwise it's just gonna be a constant system. I didn't think about that, because the one that I've got there is open, meaning it's just going to keep pissing through and through and through and through and through. So I think I need to get the top one off first and plug it, and then do the bottom one. If I take this bottom one off, all the coolant from the top's just going to come through, isn't it? I can't even see the GoPro, it's that close to my face, my eyes aren't concentrated. Okay, so the clip is wiggled off, so I'm going to push that over here, get it out of the way. Ah! Oh my god, what a pain of a job. Yeah, okay, it's right, okay, it's coming. Right, the coolant's coming out as well, get ready. Right, I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna go for it. Okay, I've managed to clamp it a bit. Still gonna need a plug, but I've clamped it a bit. Okay, let's go for it, because this needs to happen now. Here we come, here we come. My plug My plug is kind of working. Guys, I'm fucking drenched. Tastes like shit. Oh my god. That is disgusting. It first of all tastes really sweet, and then it tastes really bitter. My plug worked though. That 1/2 inch to 3/8 reduction, it's done bits. It's done bits. I'm still drenched though. My phone's alright. My phone's up there. Oh no, my phone. Fuck it. It's made its own fate. But the good news is, now I've got that top one off, I can just pull it down here and get that last hose off there. So let's just pull that off quickly, and can't wait to get drenched again when we put the new one on. So that's the old part. You can tell the difference inside. Like that's just like plastic at the bottom, and just like a little rubber O-ring around where the connectors are, and that looks like the inside of what you see on like an air filter. You might not be able to pick it up too much in the GoPro, but it does look like a much better part. But there's part number if anyone is curious. So it is 4 Hotel 0 121 671 Delta. That is the new part. If you've got B, that's the superseded part like I have. So that's the one that's probably, well, it's shitter because obviously they've made a new one, and I'm guessing it's because of the O-ring there. So if you do want one of these, make sure you get 671 Delta. My hands are starting to sting because of the coolant, so I'm going to get this done as quick as possible and go and wash my hands. Right, here we go. In position. We're in position. Okay, plug removed, plug removed. We're on. Oh no, it's going down my arm. Ah! Okay, we're on. Oh, fuck. Okay, we're on. It's on. Well, the pipes are on. I need to put the bolts back in, clean the wiring in the gearbox sensor. So I'm going to do that now while everything's like drying and shit. So contact cleaner the sensors and stuff. I'm going to put a lot of contact cleaner through the sensor for this, what we just put on, so then it can kind of like dry out any of the shit that's like left over in the wiring. There we go. Let's get it back on. Fucking hell, even bolting it up wasn't easy. You have to angle it a certain way for the top bolt because there's only just enough thread. Mate, almost so what, my arm is like burning up like mad. It doesn't look that bad, but like my arm here is like, it was like really hurting. So I've just gone in and washed my arms. Still need to put everything back together. Just waiting for the sensors to dry for the gearbox and stuff, and we'll bang it back in. But shit job. That'll be okay. I mean, I think that'd be okay on a ramp, but that's not how we do things here, right, guys? Why is it always the easiest things that end up being the hardest things? Putting on an under tray. It took me about an hour to put on this fucking under tray. To be fair, it'd be easy if I just had actual space, which I don't under there. Right, it's all done. I'm gonna bang the wheel back on, have a brew, put the battery back in and go for a drive. Everything's plugged up. I think everything's plugged in yet. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's go for a spin. Okay, no warning lights so far. I go for a long drive, not long drive, but a long enough drive. See if it's fixed. Okay, so I've done around 20 miles and we're fault free, which is awesome. So I am going to keep an eye on it, and probably in a week or so I'm going to get it up or jack it up or get up on a ramp and just double check that there is nothing in that gearbox sensor. But I think that is the issue, if I'm being honest with you. It makes much sense. It makes so much sense, and that's really where the water can be coming from. That's what I've been saying online. If you are looking to do this, I paid £152 for that part from TMPS. Audi sell it for 148, so it doesn't really matter if you can get it from Audi main dealer. Make sure you get the one that says Delta and not Bravo. I don't think they sell about the Bravo one anymore, but just make sure. There are cheap ones on other websites. There's ones on eBay, and there's a lot on Autodoc, and they're like obviously like replicas, but they might work, they might not. I just didn't want to risk it. I would usually get replacement part. I would usually get like like replacement ones like that. But for this, I didn't want to, just because it was such a pain in the ass of a job. So I just got a VW one from TPS. But yeah, I've read up on this, and this is so common, especially in these A7s, and it's very common on all of them as well. So it's a huge manufacturing fault. I'm guessing that if you get one of the newer A7s, they will have the Delta part and not the Brav one, so yours may not do it. But I reckon if you have a VW and Audi and you're having problems like this, check that, because it probably will be that. I can't believe how much stuff was linked to that gearbox plug. Everything's linked to it. Thanks for watching, everyone. The S13 is hopefully having its engine put in next week. Very excited for that. Christmas content incoming. Love you all. See you next time.